Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's the Jade Gemini. Tonight, wanted to bring you guys a little video, kind of a FYI or an update on a model that I'm a big fan of here, the Reylight Mini Pineapple. Now, your sort of subscribers or viewers that have been with me for a while know that I've actually already made a video on this guy right here, this titanium mini pineapple. But there has been some updates that have happened recently with the mini pineapple, and I actually wanted to kind of show you what's changed, what's different, what's sort of stayed the same, so on and so forth. So firstly is sort of, well, the outward appearance here. The original pineapple, this one that I had in the past, had this tail cap on it. And what that does is that makes it where the button protrudes out higher, and basically you push the button first and actuate everything off of that button off the back. Well, in that video, I basically said that one thing that I feel like with the light is that it was very easy to click off accidentally or double click or, do just sort of different sorts of things. And if it was more like the regular pineapple where you could click it and then sort of use the edge and rock down, you could slowly and accurately move through the modes without having to worry about accidentally misclicking something. So I just thought that was a really great idea. Also the fact that you could tail stand the light. Well, Reylight has answered our calls. Ray has. He's made this new style, cool looking tail cap that has these cutouts and has a dish. So not only can you use the rocking down motion to more accurately control that tail cap instead of it being such a finicky switch, but you can also tail stand the light, as you can see with both these guys here. Now, this kind of takes us on to the next update here. So, we've had some changes in hardware as well, which you can even see by looking down the barrel at these guys. Something looks a little different. Well, there's definitely been some stuff going on here on the inside. So the first is the emitter. So this uses a Nichia 4500 or SW45K 219B. This is an emitter that's been around for a very long time, but is very loved by the flashlight community. It makes beautiful colors, tints, in the K range. There's no real green or, an overzealous yellow or anything like that. It's very much a nice color, and sometimes even has rosy tints when you get a little, lower in the K range. But this guy is right in sort of the middle. It's like a pure white, maybe even the smallest twinge of blue, but not really enough to really be blue and hurt your eyes. But some of the drawbacks about this light is the fact that even though it had those capabilities, it was generally less powerful than its peers. Offerings from Cree, offerings from Samsung, SST, and, others as well. So basically what has happened here recently is Nichia has updated their tech. They've come out with the 519A, which is definitely a big hype in the flashlight world because you get that beautiful, tints and everything like that we love about Nichia and that accurate color reproduction, but you also get a light that has better thermal management. 219's got real hot real easily, and heat is kind of the enemy of light, right? Flashlights. The other thing is you get a more powerful light as well. More efficient, more powerful, and more thermally efficient as well. So just all around a better package. So they've thrown the 519A in the new version, but they've also done some other engineering on the inside here. This is the old version. On the old version, you sort of get this glass, and as you can see, this mild orange peeling on the inside here. On the new version, you get a much clearer glass with an anti-reflective coating, as you can see there, which you did get on the other one, but it just didn't seem like it was as clear, being able to look into the lens. Well, this seems a lot more clear of a lens. So I don't know if there's a different treatment going on, or maybe it's just the age of this one right here. But the big thing you can see is there's a much more aggressive orange peeling that's going on here with this guy. Now it hasn't been de-domed, as you can see in there. There is the dome on the emitter, but that much more aggressive orange peeling. And what that's done, as you're about to see in the clips I'm about to show you, is this has actually created a light that creates more light and also more candela downrange, more usable light at lower temp lights as well. And the biggest thing, a much more noticeable flood because of both the light as well as that more aggressive orange peeling. So I'm actually outside with the two lights, and I'm going to basically be comparing both of them. This one on the top is the 219, while this one on the bottom is the 519. Now, as you can already see, the turbo glow is better on the bottom one, and you have turbo glow on the inside as well. So 2 rings versus just the one in the old light. I also believe the lens is clear, and like I said, the 519 has a aggressive orange peel, while there's just a mild orange peel in the 219. So let's have a look. So unfortunately, the mode I like to run the light in normally, which is a 50% mode, so I get 4 settings, then I have to double tap the turbo, isn't working. So I've reset my 219 to turbo, to the standard mode it comes with. So from here, I can sort of see what's going on in the back. I really have to kind of focus in the light to be able to see. And then if I walk up, just kind of searching around for something, see if I can find anything. Oh, what's that? It's my little canteen and then back of the house. Now, if we use the 519 and do the same thing, 1, 2, 3. So it definitely seems like there is a little bit more definition. So maybe the brightness is 10% more, but the main thing I'm seeing most of is there's definitely more of a flood from left to right and more light producing into that flood. Instead of there just being a hot spot that I really have to like horse the light, I have to really work it and like pinpoint accurate things, I'm able to see things a lot easier in this mode. So I'm walking around. And again, turn around with the house. Here I think would really kind of put everything into perspective just a little bit better, more so with the range. So here's the back of the house with the 219. As you can see, I have a hot spot that's there, definitely clearly going back and forth. Now here is the 519. You can clearly see that hot spot is way bigger and of just much better color than the standard, which almost seems more like 5000 that comes in the light. This just makes it much more of a usable light because there's more candela going down range. So even if it's not that much brighter, the way they've got this flood and everything dispersed out makes it just more usable to see and look around at whatever you're looking at. If you look at, and finally, if you look at the lights, you can really see the difference here. There is just a little bit more brightness on the right, the 519, compared to the left, which is the 219. And this is moonlight mode. So I hope that's able to give you a little bit of a good representation there with those clips of the differences in increased performance as well as just efficiency of the lights itself, as well as the temperature. This 4000 I like a lot more. It has that twinge of yellow, but still a nice color reproduction here. I don't feel like it's color changing the light too much, but just has a nicer, more fun to use, pleasant experience on the eyes. You don't feel like you're having a twinge of strain or anything like that. Now, a big thing for me is I do like the moonlight mode to be pretty low, and with the 219, it's about half a lumen, while this is probably more like 2/3 a lumen. So that is a hit. Also, like I said from before, I do end up using the AAAs on here, so you can get a lot more performance than what you were seeing in the video, about double and a half, if you end up going ahead and using the 10440 that now come just about included in these lights. Another last thing, I don't know if you caught in the video, but we will turn both these on turbo. You can even see here, one is definitely side by side. There you go, see? Got a bigger, spread than this guy over here. But that wasn't what I was trying to show you. You saw that in the last video. But you have better turbo glow over here, and you used to have just one ring here, while you have a ring here and a ring down that surrounds the emitter as well. So it's much brighter at night and easier to see. And you still have that option to install the tritium on the tail, which I have tritium in this, not in this yet. So overall, you get the exact same lovely, amazing package of the Mini Pineapple that you've grown to love. I think even more attractive with these new tail caps that are available, and a lot more usability, for day-to-day. I will say on the con side, I used to hold my light a lot like this. I turn it on and hold it like this, and it's definitely still doable. But you just notice those edges just kind of poke a little. It's not like super uncomfortable, but with the rounded butt, that wasn't the case at all. It was super comfortable in hand. But you can still do, all the great holds that you would from before, actuate really easily the light, in different ways, or hold it like this. It's really great in that way. Still has that clicky button. It's really useful, and you can't go wrong. So what's my conclusion? Well, I love to see this happen. Normally with big light companies, they come out with a brand new light, and sometimes you just see them pack more blue into a light to get bigger lumens and say, whoa, we have bigger lumens, look at us, right? But they're not really changing much. Here you can see almost like something like, Spyderco, or what CRK did from the 21 to the 31 when it comes to Sabenza or whatever. There's different things. GT3RS, right? If you're a Porsche person like I am, small incremental changes that they haven't made a revolution, they just made a slight evolution, and that has made such a big ripple effect of usability. I hadn't been carrying this, although I liked the design of it, because of the fact that it just seemed like it was just a little tad bit underpowered for the outside. More than plenty on the EDC and the inside stuff. But if you go outside, you're turning it up to a mode where it would hit that sort of drop off, and in about 2.5 minutes on the 50% mode, it would fall down. With this though, this is much more usable on the low modes and on the high as well, just making it much more of a tool to actually use. Like I said, you're not having to horse the light to get the performance like, oh, I have to kind of hold it perfectly on you can use it more like, hey, I got enough power to toss around and be able to use for, whatever life is going to throw at me. And so for that, I think that this is an amazing upgrade, and just, round of applause to Ray taking one of the best lights that is highly recommendable, but was aging a little bit, and definitely putting it back there up at the top. And I would wholeheartedly say, if you can get the 519 version, even the 219 is not bad, but definitely a good light for sure. So I hope you enjoyed this little update and comparison of the two. So if you've been thinking about upgrading, or just wondering if it was worth it, or just had an inquiry and saw there was a change, this goes ahead and shines a little light. I swear I'm not Nichia, sorry, but on your questions. If you did like this, please go ahead and give a like down below, as it helps this video, as well as subscribe. And of course, I also hope that you comment any sort of questions that you have. I love fellowshipping with you guys. And of course, I appreciate you taking time to go and watch this video, as there are so many other great content creators you could be watching, and you've decided to click on my little channel right here. So, hope everybody has a great rest of your week heading into the weekend, and stay safe. Peace.